Hi everyone, it's Jerusalem Mommy here, and I am here right now home with my daughter Maya, and she's playing right here in the corner. I'm gonna just show you really quick. She's so cute. Here's Maya Lush. You're having fun, yeah. This is her little corner. I just wanted to come on here quickly and talk to you a bit about our story, why we came here. Some of you might already know, I might have mentioned part of our story in the intro to my videos and just throughout the various videos that I've been posting here on YouTube. But for anyone that's just kind of popping on, I wanted to tell a little bit of my story, and I also eventually in the future want to share other people's stories. So that's just something to look forward to. A bit about us. We were living in Madison, Wisconsin before we moved to Israel. My husband was studying at UW, and he received a fellowship through his PhD program, the Masi Fellowship, which brought us to Israel. We always had the plan to come back to Israel, and when Alex got accepted to this program, that really solidified our decision, and it just made sense for us to come back at this time and start our lives here. I previously made Aliyah in 2015 as a single. I didn't have any kids, I wasn't married, I was engaged at the time to my husband. But now coming back with kids, I was looking to see how families were living here. And I searched online on YouTube, and it was really hard for me to find really any information that related to our family, specifically in Jerusalem, because that's where we wanted to land. So that's part of the reason why I started this channel. And also I have other plans for a website, which I hope to have published this year. So the reason we decided to move to Jerusalem is because it's just a very diverse city. There's so many different types of Jews that live here, which is great. Specifically here in Katamon, we have a mix of religious, non-religious, which was something that we were looking for. And then also just the type of people that live here from all different cultural backgrounds. It's amazing. You have Americans, you have Israelis that have been living here for years. And I didn't want to feel like I was in an American bubble. And so Jerusalem was like the place to kind of get that diversity. The other thing is we knew we weren't coming with a car, so we wanted a place that was very accessible. And Jerusalem has an amazing bus system. I know it's not always great when it's like traffic time, but it's really helpful getting around without a car here. And if we wanted to get out of the city, it's pretty accessible. We live in Katamon, which is kind of like living in the suburbs of Jerusalem. It's still like not like you've left the city, which is nice because they're still close enough to the city center, but not too close where it's like crazy, busy, loud. There's so many kids in our neighborhood, so many young families, and just like an array of playgrounds to choose from, which is amazing if you're coming with kids. And it's just so easy to meet other families and connect and create a community here. I love Jerusalem. There's a lot of challenges living here, but there's also so many great things about living in Jerusalem for young families that I think in general, it's the best place to start off moving to Israel as an Anglo. So I'm gonna share with you from our experience, the top 4 challenges that we had to deal with coming here with kids. We came from Minneapolis, so we had a good 16, 17 hour travel time, and we were jet lagged. Like, the kids were up at night for at least a week until we felt like we had acclimated and gotten used to the time zone. So that was really hard, being sleep deprived for that whole week. Even though we as parents probably would have adjusted quicker, we couldn't because we had to be on our kids' time. We had to be up when they were up. Anyways, so that was really hard. And then on top of that, being like sleep deprived, you're also trying to get stuff done. Like you're trying to organize your apartment that you're moved into, and you're trying to figure out bureaucratic stuff. Those things in themselves are challenging, and you're having to do them sleep deprived. The second challenge that we had to deal with was adjusting to a new culture, for me at least. And also a little bit for Alex. I think he got used to the conveniences of being in the States. But for me, it was still like, I felt like there was a bigger shock coming here with kids. And also it's so different coming here like on a trip, like traveling, versus like coming here knowing that you're gonna live here and you have to deal with all of the bureaucratic stuff. Right, Maya?
Yeah, super excited.
Yay! I mean, I remember like coming here and crossing the street. Like the cars just, they'll stop for you, but it's like so abrupt. I was just not used to that abruptness. So yeah, that was the other thing that I noticed, was like just kind of craziness. And then the loudness of being in the city. Because we were coming from Madison, Wisconsin, and that's like a smaller city, very quiet neighborhood where we were living. And here it's just like, you hear the cars, you hear the horns. I mean, there's people honk here, like it's part of the culture. Like in Madison, people don't honk, like they're so nice. So yeah, the loudness was something I had to adjust to. The third challenge was dealing with bureaucracy, having to figure out our healthcare, finding schools. I was pregnant at the time, and so I was, there was like a waiting period. I didn't have healthcare, and that was really stressful. It was a different story. We were returning citizens, but hopefully it will be a little bit easier, because I know Nefesh B'Nefesh is really helpful with all of that stuff. And the fourth challenge was just dealing with like everyday life, like going grocery shopping, figuring out that whole system, transportation, like how are we gonna get to places, and what buses are we gonna take, and what apps are we gonna download to make it convenient for us, and just figuring out like those day-to-day routine of things, finding like the nearest playgrounds that you're gonna be going to, all of those little details. Those were the four main challenges that we had to deal with. Every month, things kind of got easier. We adjusted. After living here for a year, I feel like Israel is just becoming more my home. Before, it was like I was still like missing being in the States, missing my Minnesota family, my Madison family. And now I feel like we are creating a community here, and this is feeling like definitely more home for me. And I feel like for my kids, like the adjustment was way quicker, and they are just thriving here and so happy. If that wasn't happening, that would be a lot harder, I feel like, because I know that they're happy and that we're happy, then it makes living here just so much more pleasant. So that is our experience, and I just wanted to come on here and share that with you all. If you have any other questions about what it's like to live in Jerusalem, and want more details about schooling or anything else, please post it in the comments below, and I will try to address it in my future videos. Thanks for watching, and check out my channel for more videos about living in Jerusalem, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye!